Xcode Sample Project Simple Zen Meditation Part 2. In the last chapter, we have seen how to start on a simple Zen meditation application. In that chapter, we have designed the UI for the application using the interface builder and connected the UI Picker View element to the Files owner. We have also seen how to implement the data source and delegate of UI Picker View. We can see that the project Simple Zen Meditation is open from where we have left it in the last chapter. First, let's build and run the application to see what is the current status of the application. We can see that the application contains the various UI elements we need on the screen. We can also see the UI Picker View with two components, interval and duration, and the corresponding contents populated. As we can see, we can even scroll the Picker View. Let's stop this and move forward. Open the View Controller Interface file. Here, let's declare 3 buttons as IB outlets for the 3 buttons we have added in the Interface Builder. 1 each for play, mute, and also start and stop. Set the property for the same. We also have to create IB actions, i.e. the methods to be called when play, mute, and start-stop buttons are pressed. Let's name it as play clicked, mute clicked, and play. Now open the View Controller implementation file. Let's synthesize the UI button objects that we have created property for in the interface files. Also, let's implement the IB actions that we have declared in the interface file. Add some code to log something in the console inside those methods. So now we have created the button objects and action methods to be linked to the elements in the Interface Builder. The next step is to link these to the elements in the Interface Builder. For this, open the View Controller Interface Builder file. Now connect the IB actions to the 3 buttons for the touch-up inside event. Now go ahead and run the application. Press on the buttons on the screen, and we can see the message we have added in the corresponding IB actions is displayed on the console of Xcode. So now we have successfully connected the actions for the buttons in the screen. Since this is a meditation app using timer, we have to create a timer next. So let's open the View Controller Interface file and declare an NSTimer object. Let's name it as MyTimer. Next, we need to create an IB outlet for the label, where we want to display the timer. Also, create the property for the same. Now open the Interface Builder file and reposition the buttons at the bottom so that we can place a new label in between the picker and the buttons. Let's drag a label and place it in the location that we want. Change the text of the label to 00.00 since we will be using it to display the timer. Next, we have to connect the IB outlet of this label object to the one we have declared in the interface file using the file's owner. Since the 2 buttons we have created are for the same feature of the app, i.e. one for playing the audio and one for muting the audio, let's place those 2 buttons one over the other. The idea here is only one of these buttons will be visible at a time, so we have to be sure that they overlap exactly and they are of the same size. Now open the View Controller implementation file. Here go to the Play Clicked button action, which will be called when we press the play button on the screen. Inside this method, add the code to hide the play button and unhide the mute button. We can use the setHidden method of the button object to hide and unhide it. The setHidden method takes Boolean value. If the value passed is true, yes, then the element which called this method will be made hidden on the screen. Similarly, if the value passed is false, no, then the element which called this method will be made visible on the screen. Likewise, we have to add the code to hide the mute button and unhide the play button inside the mute click method, which will be called on touching the mute button. Now go ahead and run the application. We can see that when we touch the play button, nothing happens. This is because we haven't connected the outlets of the elements added in the Interface Builder file to the IB outlet objects we have created in the interface file. Let's open the Interface Builder file and give that connection now. Let's separate the buttons to give the connection. Right-click on each button and connect its IB outlet link to the file's owner. Now run the application to see the difference. Touch the play button. We can see that the play button has changed to mute button, and when we click on the mute button is changed to the play button, and so on. So now we have accomplished the button toggle effect. Now let's go back to the View Controller interface file. Let's change the name of the method, which will be called when the Start/Stop button is pressed. Let's rename this play method as Start method. Do the same in the implementation file. Run the application. Press on the Start button. Check the console. We can see that the action is not triggered on pressing the Start button and the console is empty. This is because we have renamed the method, which was connected to the button, to something else. So open the Interface Builder file. Right-click on the Start button. We can see the connection to the touch-up inside link of the button. Remove this connection by clicking the Close button corresponding to it. Now connect it to the Start action in the file's owner. Run the application. We can see that the click action for the Start button has been reinstated. So in this section, we have connected the elements in the Interface Builder with the interface file and connected its IB actions. We have also seen how to easily obtain button toggle effect using the hidden property of button. The project file until now is there in the projects folder. You can go through that and try out.